Hey there, fans of 90s music. This is Peter Sco for Music is a Journey. It seems that I have been digging into 90s music a fair bit this year, all because I opened up a box of 90s albums that I had not listened to for a long time. I previously did a video about the contents of that box, as well as I did a video tier ranking 15 of the albums that were in that box that I actually never put into my computer, which is about 18 years now, so probably some 20 years I'd never listened to them. As I was listening to a lot of them, though, I was reminded of one band whose I didn't have in my CD collection at all, but I really liked one of their albums, and it's because my wife had it and I copied it into my iTunes library, and I felt inspired to listen to it. And when I did, I thought, some of these tracks are really fantastic. I feel that on this album here, the band has not only put in every ounce of effort, but their producer and, I don't know, maybe the engineer as well, just everything seems to have worked out so well. Now, it's not exactly the entire album that makes me feel that way, but it's certainly the songs on the album that I really like are the ones that make me think, wow, this band really knows how to put songs together. So, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm going to tell you who it is. Well, you probably know already from the thumbnail. But anyway, so I thought maybe I should actually check out a little bit more of what they're doing, because that's what I've been up to recently. I've been picking up albums from the 1990s of bands where I liked an album, or I found that I actually liked an album. And so I thought, let's check out a few more of these. And I watched a couple of videos of people ranking the albums, and I found that the band's first 5 albums typically land in the top 5 positions, or at least in the top 7 anyway. So the band I'm talking about is Collective Soul. The album that I really thought had some terrific songs on is their 4th album, Dosage, from 1999. And of course, there were some other songs that I'd heard that I was familiar with. In fact, there were some songs I found out that I did not know were Collective Soul songs, but I recognized them. So Collective Soul are a band from, where were they from now? Is it from Georgia, I think? An American band forming back in the early 1990s. They independently released their debut album, which was then re-released on a major label. And from there on, the story goes, like, one of their biggest songs of all time is from that debut album. Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid. The song is Shine. Not exactly my favorite, but certainly a song that I know very well. So anyway, I felt then I'd really like to check out this band, but as I keep saying, I really cannot be spending a lot of money on CDs, and if I'm going to go and buy 5 albums and it's going to cost me, probably 2,500 yen or so for each, that's going to be a big expense, and I really got to hold back. So a funny thing is that searching the Amazon Marketplace as well as Yahoo Auction, I found that a lot of the albums were available listed in very good condition for under 200 yen. In fact, the cheapest one I paid for was 31 yen, which is probably something like 25 cents American right now, maybe even less. So anyway, I actually picked up all 5 of their first albums like that, used but in very good condition, for less than the price I would have paid had I bought even just one in new condition. So anyway, this is me exploring Collective Soul, and what's the name of that YouTube channel? Just a moment. I'll edit. Sorry, I think it's only fair to give out a shout out to the YouTube channel Raising Cain, and as well, was it off the charts? I don't remember, but definitely Raising Cain. So I checked out a couple of channels where people were rating the albums, as well as I checked out other websites and so on too. What are the best albums? What are the top rated albums? And so on. So that was a big help for me to get started. And so I just, got a bunch of them for, the first 5 for super cheap. So Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid. As I said, that was originally an independent release, which was later released on a major label. What label is it anyway? Do we care? I know a lot of people will tell you about it looks like it's Atlantic. Well, that makes sense then, since they're from Georgia. But yeah. Okay, so that one, and then they followed it up with a self-titled album, Collective Soul. What were the big songs on here? I don't actually recognize any of them, but this album, these two have a lot of songs picked for people's favorites. I've checked my top 10 favorite, my top 15 favorite, my top 30 favorite songs. So there are, even if you do a search for the best Collective Soul songs, they will Google will give you a list of 50 anyway, and a good chunk of them, probably like 5 or 6 come from this album, and 5 or 6 come from this album. I can't really see the song titles here so easily because it's red print on blue and black, but here I can tell you that The World I Know, Smashing Young Man, December, Where the River Flows, Gel, When the Water Falls, and Bleed. Those songs are all picks off this one here for people's favorites. And gotta say, it's a pretty cool album in my opinion. The next one, the third one here, Disciplined Breakdown. I gotta tell you a bit of a story on that. So as I said, these were all supposed to be in hijoni yoi jotai, which means in very good condition. And these ones basically are. I mean, the jewel cases, they've only got a slight bit of wear and tear. The inlay card has a little bit of bends where people might have handled it, but not so bad. The discs are in pretty good condition. I'm slightly disappointed with, I mean, there's a crack in the jewel case, but I'm slightly disappointed with this disc because it's lost its reflection. Like, the reflection is, it's not so bad, but it looks a little bit worn. But honestly, it's just the appearance. It plays fine. But this one here, not only is this the worst condition jewel case out of everything, but I found that this is the one that was also 31 yen, plus I think 350 yen for shipping. But what I found inside was we get picture of the band, lyrics for the first 2 songs, lyrics for 2 more songs, and a band member, and then we get a band member and a band member. And then we get 2 more songs and a band member. That's 4 band members now. And then we get a picture of the band. So why is there 1 band member missing? And then I found, why are some of the song lyrics missing? And then I found it's because the middle page was missing. There should be band member, 2 songs, turn over, band member and 2 songs, and then maybe here, band member, 2 songs, band member, 2 songs, 2 songs and a band member. That's how it's supposed to be. So a whole page was missing. So I told the store that that's what happened, and they refunded me the 31 yen plus the shipping, which is cool. And then I have since ordered this from another place, slightly more expensive, 94 yen, but also in hijoni yoi, which means very good condition. So I'm hoping that'll be a little bit better than this one. Does anybody want this? Anyway, yeah, this one here, Collective Soul, the 3rd album, Discipline Breakdown. Let's see here, Precious Declaration, Listen, Forgiveness, I think. Not so many are picked off of this one, but I seem to remember that it was maybe the song Maybe. I listened to all of these once through just to get an opinion of them, and I'll give you that in a moment, but I actually thought this album sounded pretty good. Then, of course, there's Dosage. This is the one that had Tremble for My Love, which I think is brilliant. Heavy, which was the big famous one off of here. Great guitar riff, cool solo. Needs, which is one of my favorite songs. What else did we have here? Run, which was one of the ones that were on the radio, and I think Generate was on the radio too. Yeah, this is where the band apparently start changing their sound. I guess they're getting into the little bit more heavy production value, but I feel that's already been happening. Like, someone said, oh, their sound was more grunge early on, and then it started getting into a little bit more commercial, but I don't see it that way. Maybe it's because I've only listened to most of these once. And then the most recent one I just got, I haven't listened to it all the way through yet, but this is the 5th album with the like boy band album cover here. This is Blender from the year 2000. But just going through it, I found Vent and Why Part 2 were songs I already knew. And there's a few other ones. I think there's 3 or 4 off here that people choose as their favorites, but it seems that the albums with the most favorite songs are Hints, Allegations, Things Left Unsaid, the self-titled second album, and the fourth album, Dosage. These seem to be the ones with the most songs people pick. So what I gotta say is about Collective Soul, I really like that they combine really hard and heavy guitar riffs, guitar sounds, with a lot of very catchy melodies or very good sing-along type melodies, but they also put in acoustic stuff. There are some strings in some of the songs. In fact, the debut even has like just a string instrumental. There's no rock band in there at all. They have also like lots of good like background voices, background maybe some like almost dual vocals or like a chorus of vocals joining the lead vocalist. But they also put in some kind of pop sensibility things. They have some drum, it sounds like live played drums but in loops almost, so there is this kind of 90s pop direction happening, but mixed in really nicely with some very heavy and hard and even some wild guitar work. So you might get an almost pop type feeling in one part, and then this really crunchy riff will come in, and then this blazing wah-wah guitar solo will come in. So all of that I really like. The only thing is that so far I feel that somewhere in there is this lingering idea that they are just a pop rock band, which gives me just this slight feeling of discomfort. Like, am I enjoying something that is secretly trying to influence me with just, you know, top 40 pop rock, which I'm not really all that satisfied about. But so far, I'm enjoying what I'm hearing. I want to give these albums more attention. I'm making playlists based on what other people pick, because sometimes for me, listening to an album all the way through, I get wrapped up in the atmosphere of the album, and it's a little bit more difficult for me to pick out what songs I like after listening to the whole album. Whereas if I have a mixed playlist where randomly songs are appearing from different albums, or randomly because I didn't make the list, I'm just directly taking the list off someone else's list off the internet, having it come up that way, I'm more inclined to take out my phone and say, what song is that? Oh, that's an awesome riff. What song is playing now? That's a really catchy chorus. What song is that one? What album is it coming from? So I do want to give these a fair bit of attention. I'm thinking it would be nice to pick up some of the later ones as well. I want to hear a few more people's opinions about them. But that's where I'm at with Collective Soul. So this, by the way, introduces a theme of videos for this year. Last year I did like the first 10 albums of a band. I think I did a dozen videos about that. This year I'm going to be doing a series of videos of 5s. It could be 5 bands, it could be 5 albums, it could be 5 songs, but something like that. I already kicked it off kind of unofficially with my Vader video, because I have 5 Vader albums and I talked about those. And this is, I guess, the second installment in the series with the first 5 albums of Collective Soul. Okay, that's all I have to say about that, everyone. Hey, any comments about Collective Soul? You like them, you don't like them, these are your favorite songs, these are some albums I should get, whatever. Let me know about it, and catch you again in another video soon. Bye.